welcome to today's video. In this video I'm going to look at significant figures. I'm going to continue with the topic of significant figures. So in this video I'm going to be writing numbers to a certain number of significant figures. So watch this video up to the end so that you can know how to answer questions like the ones you are seeing on the screen. Okay, so with that being said, let's get into solving these questions. Okay, so question 1 is write 4,326 to 3 significant figures, and question 2 is write 4,326 to 2 significant figures, and question 3 is write 4,326 to 1 significant figure, and question 4 is write 408 to 2 significant figures. So let's start with question 1. So we asked to write 4,326 to 3 significant figures. So let me write this number down. Let me just change the color. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are told to write this number 4,326 to 3 significant figures. So we need to identify the number which will be removed and the number that might be changed by adding 1 to it, or remain the same by adding 0 to it. So what you need to do is you need to know the 2 golden rules of rounding off numbers to the nearest number given. So in here we are more or less like rounding off this number to nearest 3 significant figures. So you need to know those 2 golden rules, which is if the number is less than 5, you add 0 to the remaining number. If the number you're removing is less than 5, you add 0 to the next remaining number. If the number is 5 and above, you add 1 to the next remaining number. If you're not conversant of rounding off or the rules on how to round off numbers to the nearest given number, you can check on the video in the description box. I've put the link there so that you can also learn how to round off numbers. But since this lesson today is about writing numbers to a certain significant numbers, so let's go into writing those numbers. So we asked to write 4,326 to 3 significant figures. So first of all, we need to identify the number that will be removed. So the number which is going to be removed is 6, the one I've circled in orange, because we need to remain with 3 significant figures. If you don't know how to identify significant figures, you can also check in the description box. There is a video on significant figures where I talked about how you can identify significant figures in a number. And then 6 is going to be removed. Then this one might change or remain the same depending on the number we're removing. Okay, so since we have identified the number that is removing and the number that might change or remain the same, so we're going to write 43 on the other side of the equal sign. Then let's now look at these 2 numbers we have circled. Okay, now let's look at the number which is going to be removed. Is 6 bigger than 5 or equal to 5? Yes, 6 is bigger than 5. So that means we're going to add 1 to 2. So when we add 1 to 2, it will become 3. So 3 is the one we're going to write this side. Since we have removed 6, so since we are removing 6, then where there was 6, we are going to put 0. So writing 4,326 to 3 significant figures will become 4,330. Okay, let's go to question 2. Question 2, the question is write 4,326 to 2 significant figures. So I'm going to write that number down. Then we are going to identify the number which is going to be removed and the number that might change or remain the same. So the number which is going to be removed will be circled in orange. So that is the number which is going to be removed. Why? Because we are told to write this number to two significant figures. That means we should remain with two significant numbers. So again, we are going to remain with that one. That one is either going to change or remain the same. The one I've circled in black, the three I've circled in black, it's either it's going to change or it will remain the same. Then 2 and any number that is on the right side will be removed. So in this case, 2 and 6 will be removed. But 2 will help us to determine whether we are going to add 1 to 3 or 0 to 3. So the number that has remained, which is not going to be tempered, is 4, which I'm going to write on the other side of the equal sign. Then let's look at 2. Is 2 bigger than 5? No, it's less than 5. So any number that is less than 5, when you are removing a number which is less than 5, you add 0 to the next remaining number. So we are going to add 0 to 3, which is going to be 3 plus 0 will give us 3. And then where there is 2, we will put 0. And where there is 6, we also put 0. Because we are removing 2 and any number which is on the right side of 2. Okay, let's go to question 3. Okay, question 3, the question is write 4,326 to one significant figure. So I'm going to do the same thing I've been doing. I'm going to write this number down. Then I'm going to identify the number that is going to be removed and the number that might change. So in this case, the number that might change and the number that is going to be removed is, the number which is going to be removed is 3. Then the number that might change or remain the same is 4. So let's ask ourselves, let's come to the number that is going to be changed. Now here, as you can see, I'm not going to write any number in advance because there is no number that is on the left side of 4. So after doing the process, that's when I'll write the number that will determine. So what number, let's say, is 3? We are considering the number which is circled in orange because that's the number that is going to be removed. So this number which is going to be removed, 3, and the rest of the numbers that are on the right side of 3 will be removed. So in this case, 2 and 6 will also be removed, and then we replace them by 0. So let's ask ourselves, is 3 greater than 5? Is 3 greater than 5? No. 3 is less than 5. That means we're going to add 0 to 4. So 4 plus 0 will give us 4. Then where there is 3, we'll put 0. Where there is 2, we'll also put 0. Where there is 6, we'll also put 0. So rounding off 4,326 to one significant figure will give us 4,000. Okay, so now we have successfully rounded off 4,326 to one significant figure. Okay, let's go to question number 4. So question number 4 is write 408 to two significant figures. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to rewrite this number again down. Then I'm going to identify the number that will be removed. Remember, we are told to write it to two significant figures. So that means 8 will be removed and 0 might remain the same or change. So let's check now. So what is remaining now is 4. 4 is not going to be tempered, so I'm going to write 4 there. Then we say, is 8 bigger than 5? Yes, 8 is bigger than 5. So when the number is equal to 5 or bigger than 5, then that means we are going to add 1 to the next remaining number. So the next remaining number is 0. So we're going to say 0 plus 1, we're going to get 1. Okay, the rule is when the number the number you're removing is bigger than 5, then we add 1 to the next remaining number. So 0 plus 1 will give us 1, and that will be the one we have written there. Then where there is 8, we'll put 0. Then writing 408 to two significant figures will be 410. Okay, so basically this is how you round off numbers to a certain significant figures. Thank you so much for watching. It has been easy learning zed-Mathematics. The future is bright. God bless you. See you in the next video.